Hello everyone and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. We are here for the final game of a 4-game set at Washington, final game of a 6-game road trip. Cubs are 4-1 so far on this road trip, and they will be heading home after an off day for a 9-game homestand against San Diego, Philadelphia, and Pittsburgh, the division-leading Pittsburgh Pirates. But back to the matter at hand. Today's game against the Washington Nationals. The Cubs will send Chris Archer to the mound. He'll be starting his 4th game of the season for the Cubs with a 1-1 record, a 3.0 ERA, 1.19 WHIP. And the Washington Nationals will be sending Joe Ross to the mound. He has a 2-1 record with a 6.88 ERA, 171 WHIP. Let's play some baseball. Cubs still do not have an update on Ian Happ's status today. We're hoping that after the day off that we'll know a little more about the extent of his injuries. But for today's game, we have Jason Heyward starting out in right field, leading off for the Cubs against the Washington righty, Joe Ross. Ross looks into the catcher, Suzuki, looking for the pitch. Nods him off a couple of times. Finally agrees on a pitch, and here it comes. And Heyward hits it right to the second baseman. I'll tell you, if you're the second baseman and Jason Heyward is hitting, you had better be prepared for that ball to come your way. David Fletcher now the batter with 1 out and nobody on. 0-2 count to Fletcher. Ross with the pitch. He pokes it into right field, but Thames recovers and gets to it in time for the second out. Looked like that might be slicing away, but Thames ran it down for the second out. Rizzo now the batter. He hit 2 home runs yesterday. 1-1 count with 2 out. Here's the pitch. And Rizzo hits it hard to right field, but I believe that's going to be playable. It is on the warning track. Rizzo just missed another home run. But the Cubs are retired. We go to the bottom of the first with no score. Robles now the batter against Chris Archer. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Popped up to center field. Almora gives chase, and he pulls it in for the first out of the inning. Archer will now bat to Asdrubal Cabrera, who's batting second and playing second today. 2-1 count to Cabrera with the pitch. Ground ball to short. Baez fields, throws to Rizzo. He has to reach up a little high, but he pulls it in. And 2 down now with Soto the batter. 1-0 count. Archer pitches to Soto. And that is looped out to left field. It looks like Schwarber is going to get it, and he does pull it in for the 3rd out of the inning. No score now going to the top of the 2nd inning, and Baez the batter for the Cubs. 1-2 count to Baez. Ross with the pitch. Strike 3 looking. Baez thought that was outside, but the umpire rings him up, and now Bryant will bat with a 3-1 count. And Bryant draws ball 4. He walks down to first. Schwarber now the batter with 1 out and 1 on. 2-2 count to Schwarber. Here's the pitch. Schwarber strikes out looking. Apparently nobody wants to swing at Ross's sinkers. Contreras now the batter. 2 outs, runner on first. 3-0 count to Contreras. Contreras draws ball 4. Cubs have 2 runners, but not yet a hit to their name. Almora looking to change that. He's going to stand in with 1st and 2nd and 2 out. Chance to drive in a run here. First pitch to Almora. He hits it on the ground right at the shortstop Turner. The throw to second. That'll retire Contreras. And the Cubs, strand 2, go now to the bottom of the 2nd inning, 0-0. Trey Turner will be the batter with a 1-2 count. Archer with the pitch. Strike 3 swinging. Good pitch by Archer to deliver the fastball there. Get the swing and the miss. That's his first strikeout of the day. Howie Kendrick will now stand in to bat against Archer. 2-2 count with the pitch. That's going to be a base hit up the middle. Almora moves over to cut it off. He throws it quickly back into second. Kendrick will settle for a single. Thames now the batter with 1 out and 1 on. 1-0 count. A ground ball back at the pitcher. Archer throws to first, but he is too slow. And Eric Thames gets an infield single. Not quite sure how that worked out, but Kurt Suzuki is now the batter. He will be hitting with 2 men on and 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. Full count to Suzuki. Runners are going. Swing and a miss. Contreras throws down to third, but they're not able to get Kendrick. So the Nationals now have 2 out. The pitcher Ross is up. And runners on second and third. Well, this is Archer's chance to get out of the inning alive. And he gets the ground ball. Bryant runs in, charges, he picks it up, but he doesn't even make the throw to first. Bryant just holds on to the ball. Ross is safe at first. The Nationals now have a 1-0 lead. Thames advances to third. Ross with the RBI infield single. And Carter Kieboom is going to bat against Chris Archer now. 2-1 count. And he pops it up. I believe that Archer is going to get out of the inning. And Contreras makes the catch for the third out. Well, the Nationals do score 1 run and are now the owners of a 1-0 lead. Archer will now stand in against Ross with a full count. Archer swings and misses for the first out in the top of the third inning. Hayward now the batter against Ross. 1 ball count. Here's the pitch. Hayward, ground ball right at second base. Cabrera was ready for it. He knew what was coming. Hayward grounds out for the second out, and Fletcher now the batter. First pitch to Fletcher. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to be on the ground into right field. I'm not quite sure why he's going so slowly at the moment. It seems like something might be wrong with Fletcher. But he makes it down to first, and I think he's going to be okay. The trainer takes a look at him. Oh, they call him out. I don't know exactly how or why that sequence played out the way that it did, but it seemed like that Fletcher had forever to get to first base, and he didn't make it there in time. We're just going to chalk that up to a billy goat or some kind of weird superstitious thing that they just decided to call Fletcher out at first. Robles will now lead off for Washington in the bottom of the third inning. Archer with the 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball to short. Baez picks it up, throws to first, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Cabrera now the batter. Archer with the 2-2 pitch. Comes to the plate. Strike 3 looking. He fooled him with a circle change right there. Archer now pitching to Soto with nobody out and 2 on. 3-1 count. Archer with the pitch. And he loses Soto on an outside slider. I don't know how you throw an outside slider to a lefty when you're a right-handed pitcher, but he did it. And Turner now the batter. He will stand in with 2 outs and a runner on first. 0-2 count to Turner. Weak ground ball. Archer fields, throws to first, but again with the infield single. It feels like the Nationals have gotten more than their fair share of infield singles in this series. Turner now standing on first, Soto on second. Archer pitching to Kendrick with 2 on and 2 out. Bottom of the third inning. Archer with the pitch. That's going to be popped up to right. I believe Hayward will get to that, and that will end the inning. Well, the Nationals do not score. They strand 2. Going to the top of the fourth now. 1-0 Washington. Rizzo will stand in. Top of the fourth inning with an 0-1 count. Rizzo hits it hard to the opposite way to left field. However, he does get a single out of that. That looked like it was caught at first. But Rizzo is standing safely on first. Soto apparently, he isn't charged with an error. Soto just played it on a hop out there in left field. Baez now the batter with an 0-1 count. Baez right up the middle with a base hit. Rizzo, big turn at second, but he goes back. The throw goes to third. Baez gets the single. Rizzo advances to second. Bryant now the batter. Cubs have got something cooking here in the top of the fourth inning. 2-2 count to Bryant. And a swing and a miss on an awful pitch. That was way down in the dirt. I don't know if Bryant thought he was going to be able to run down to first on that swing and a miss, but it wasn't an option right there. Schwarber will now stand in. First and second, 1 out. 0-2 count to Schwarber, and he swings and misses on a pitch that is up and in. Well, Contreras now, the Cubs' last hope here in the top of the fourth inning. He stands in with 2 outs and 2 men on. 0-1 count to Contreras. And he gets it off the end of the bat. That's going to be an easy play for Turner in short left field. And the Cubs do not score despite getting the first 2 runners on in the top of the fourth inning. We go down to the bottom of the fourth. Washington protecting a 1-0 lead. Archer will come out to work his 4th inning. And the first pitcher is Thames. He pops it up to second base. Thames becomes the first out. Suzuki will now bat with 1 out, nobody on. 3-0 count to Suzuki. And Archer misses outside. That is ball 4. I think he kind of gave up on that one. Suzuki now standing on first. Ross, the batter, probably looking for a sacrifice right here. It looks like Bryant is playing in at third base. And there's the bunt, goes right back to Archer. The throw goes to first. Fletcher covers, and Suzuki advances to second on the sacrifice. Looked like they had plenty of time to get Suzuki at second, but Archer went for the sure out over at first. Kaboom now the batter with 1 out, 2 outs, 1 man on, 1-2 count. Strike 3 swinging. And that is the end of the Nationals' half of the fourth inning. We go now to the top of the fifth with a 1-0 Washington lead. Albert Almora will stand in for the Cubs. He will lead off the top of the fifth inning. 0-2 count to Almora. Here's the pitch. Almora skies it to center field. Looks like that'll be playable. It is. Robles makes the catch. And Archer now the batter with 1 out and nobody on. 1-0 count to Archer. Here's the pitch. And he hits it weakly over to second. The throw to first, and Archer's retired for the second out. Hayward now will bat. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Hayward hits a looping liner right at the first baseman, Thames. I'll bet Cabrera was a little disappointed he didn't get to field that over at second base, but that's the 3rd out of the inning. We go now to the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 Washington. Archer comes out with 59 pitches to his name. He's going to pitch to Robles with an 0-2 count, and that's going to be a base hit up the middle to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. He had Robles on a 2-strike count, but he could not complete the at-bat with an out. Robles gets the single, and Cabrera is going to be the new batter with a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch to Cabrera. That's going to be another base hit. That's going to drop in front of Hayward and right. Robles is going to advance all the way to third. He's going to slide in safely, going first to third on the single. And now Soto is the batter. Washington looking to add to their lead. They have runners on the corners and nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Full count to Soto. Archer with the pitch. Popped up. Bryant has it. Archer just got very fortunate right there. First out of the inning on the pop-up to third base, and Trey Turner now the batter with 1 out and runners still in the corners. 1-2 count. Ground ball to short. Baez to Fletcher, but the relay is not made. It looked like the play got broken up at second. Robles scores, which makes it 2-0 Washington. Cubs are not able to finish the double play to get out of the inning. And now Kendrick will bat with Turner on first and 2 outs. Full count to Kendrick. And that'll be a base hit to left. Bound takes one hop in front of Schwarber. He gets it into the cutoff man. And Turner advances from first to third. He's pretty speedy. Takes advantage of the Cubs defense being a bit lackadaisical out there. Marcus Thames will now be the batter. And Archer looks like he's really starting to struggle here in the bottom of the 5th inning. I don't know how much longer Ross is going to leave him out there. Pitching now, which is Thames with 2 outs and runners on the corners. 0-2 count. And a ground ball. Archer fields, throws to first, and another infield single for Washington. The Cubs' infield defense has left a lot to be desired here today. And now the Nationals have scored another run. They are up 3-1 on the Thames RBI infield single. Suzuki now the batter with 2 men on and still 2 outs. 3-1 count to Suzuki. And that's another base hit. That's going to be a double. That's going all the way to the wall out there in right center field. Suzuki coming into second. He's standing with a double. 1 run is in. The second runner slides in. Thames is safe at home. And that is an RBI double for Kurt Suzuki. The Nationals now own a 5-0 lead. And the Nationals pitcher, Ross, will bat with a runner on second and still 2 out. 0-1 count to Ross. Ground ball to Baez at short. He throws to first, and the Cubs mercifully get out of this inning. I feel like they had about 6 different chances to get out of that inning, and they didn't execute on any of them. And now we go to the top of the 6th with a 5-0 Washington lead. Fletcher now the batter. He is going to lead off against the Nationals starter Ross, who has 60 pitches through 5 innings. 2-1 count. Fletcher hits it up the middle. Second baseman Cabrera makes the play, fires to first, and Fletcher is out at first. Rizzo now the batter with 1 out and a 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. Well, that pitch is high. Rizzo takes his base, heads down to first, and Baez will be the batter with 1 out and 1 on. 2-2 count to Baez with the pitch. Baez swings and misses at a pitch that was up around his eyes. Ross now has 6 strikeouts on the game. And Bryant will stand in. He'll be the batter with 2 outs and Rizzo on first. 2-0 count. That's going to be a base hit in right field. Bryant gets a single. Rizzo is trying to advance all the way to third. Aggressive base running there by Anthony Rizzo. He makes it to third. He advances first to third on the Bryant single. The Cubs now have runners on the corners with 2 out, and Schwarber's the batter. You know, if Schwarber ever had a chance to prove himself, this would certainly be one of those cases. 1-1 count to Schwarber. Schwarber hits it up the middle. I don't think that's going to get the job done. That is a pop-up. The shortstop Turner actually gets out into center field and puts it away. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. The Cubs are retired, although they get 2 base runners. They do not score. We go now to the bottom of the 6th inning with a 5-0 Nationals lead. Alec Mills is now the new pitcher for the Cubs. He is going to come in to pitch the bottom of the 6th inning. And we see here that Carter Kieboom will be the first batter that he's going to face. Mills will face the 9-1-2 batters in the Washington lineup. Full count. Alec Mills with the pitch. Looking in, he comes to the plate. Strike 3 swinging, and Mills strikes out Kieboom to end that at bat. Robles now the batter with 1 out and nobody on. First pitch to Robles. That's going to be a single to left field. Schwarber cuts it off, but Robles makes a big turn and stops at first. And now Cabrera will be the batter with a runner on first and 1 out. Full count to Cabrera. He grounds to third, Bryant to Fletcher to Rizzo. And that'll be an inning-ending double play. I don't know why they couldn't pull that off last inning. But now we go to the top of the 7th inning, and the Washington Nationals still own a 5-0 lead. Ross coming out with 83 pitches to begin his 7th inning of work. 2-2 count to Contreras. Strike 3 swinging, and Contreras is the first out of the top of the 7th inning. Almora now the batter with a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. And Almora swings and misses. That is 8 strikeouts in the game for Washington righty Joe Ross. We'll now get a pinch hitter. Souza will pinch hit for the pitcher's spot in the top of the 7th inning. 0-2 count to Souza. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Ross has it. Throws to first. Ross managed to account for all 3 outs that inning. And the Nationals still lead 5-0. Today, we had a guest runner, Alexander Hamilton, performed admirably in the dead president's race in the middle of the 7th inning. And Hamilton is the winner in today's game. Now, Trevor Megill is going to be the new batter, the new pitcher for the Cubs. He is going to face the batter Soto to lead off Washington half of the bottom of the 7th inning. He will face the 3, 4, 5 batters in the Washington lineup. Full count, Megill. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be a home run for Soto. That is well hit out to left center field, and it clears the wall. 412 feet, and Washington now has a 6-0 lead. Trey Turner will be the next batter. With the first pitch to Turner, nobody out. Megill comes to the plate. That is popped up on the infield. Bryant will make the catch. And Turner's retired for the first out. Kendrick now the batter. With 1 out and nobody on. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to third. Bryant over to Rizzo. 2 outs in the inning. And now Megill will pitch to Marcus Thames with 2 outs and nobody on. 3-0 count to Thames. Ground ball right up the middle. Megill to Rizzo. And Thames is retired for the 3rd out, but not before Washington scores another run. They now own a 6-0 lead. Jason Hayward will be the batter to lead off the top of the 8th inning for the Cubs. He will be facing Joe Ross, the Washington starter, coming out for his 8th inning of duty. Full count to Hayward. Here's the pitch. Hayward shows some patience and draws ball 4 as he walks down to first base. And that'll be it for Ross. He is pulled in favor of the lefty Stephen Okert here in the top of the 8th inning. The line score for Ross: he threw 7 innings, allowed 3 hits, no runs, 4 walks, and 8 strikeouts, and the runner Hayward on first still belongs to Ross. Okert, the lefty, will now pitch to the righty Fletcher. Looks in. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball. It gets past the third baseman down into left field. Hayward advances all the way to third. Hayward comes around and he scores. That is an RBI double for Fletcher, and the Cubs are on the board. They've cut into the Washington lead. Is now 6-1. Nice piece of hitting right there by Fletcher. Rizzo now the batter with a 1-2 count. Rizzo hits it high into center field. That's going to be playable for Robles in short center field. That'll be the first out of the inning. Fletcher has to stay at second. Baez now the batter against the lefty Okert. 2-1 count. And he takes an outside pitch and turns it around into left field. However, he flies out for the second out as the left fielder Soto puts it away. Bryant now will bat. The runner Fletcher still on second. 2 outs. Cubs trying to cut into this lead. That's going to be a base hit up the middle. Bryant heads to first. He has a single. The throw comes home. Fletcher is safe at home on a very close play. Bryant has an RBI single. He advances to second as the throw from center field went directly home. He's credited with a single and then advancing to second on a throw. He does get an RBI for his trouble, and this is now a 6-2 game. Schwarber coming up in another situation where it seems like he has just opportunity after opportunity to prove himself. Full count now here to Schwarber. Here's the pitch. Schwarber swings and misses. And that is strike 3. The Cubs are retired in the top of the 8th inning. But 2 runs are scored. Cubs are trying to claw their way back into this game. Go now to the bottom of the 8th inning, 6-2 Nationals. Trevor Megill will continue to pitch. He will face Kurt Suzuki. And he has the 7, 8, 9 batters coming up in the Nationals lineup. First pitch to Suzuki. Here it comes. That's going to be a single right up the middle for Suzuki. Almora fields cleanly, gets it back into the infield. Suzuki stops at first, and we're now going to have a pinch hitter for the pitcher's spot, Yadiel Hernandez. He is 3 for 9 on the season with a home run. And he has an 0-1 count as he stands in against Megill. That is going to be another base hit to center field. Almora again plays it on one hop. The throw goes directly to third. Suzuki advances to second, and that is going to be it for Trevor Megill. Brandon Morrow is now going to be brought in. The righty Morrow will face the righty Carter Kieboom. The Cubs trying to hold the Nationals right where they're at, give themselves a chance to come back in the 9th. Morrow pitching to Kieboom with 2 men on and nobody out in the bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch, Morrow looks in. Here it comes. Popped up to center field. I believe Almora is going to get to that one. He has a long run. He does pull it in. That is the first out of the bottom of the 8th inning. Victor Robles, the speedy center fielder for the Nationals, is now going to bat with 1 out and 2 men on. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a line drive to right field. It's going to drop in front of Hayward. That's going to drive in a run. The throw comes home. The runner is safe. And the Robles single extends the lead out to 7-2 Washington. Robles is credited with an RBI single, as Drupal Cabrera will now bat for the Nationals with 1 out and 2 men on. 1-2 count. And he strikes out looking. Very good pitch right there by Brandon Morrow. And now he's going to have to pitch the dangerous Soto. He hit a home run his last time up. 2 outs, 2 men on. 2-1 count. Morrow with the pitch. And Soto hits it hard into right field. That's going to drop in front of Hayward. Hayward throws home. Another runner is trying to score. The throw is going to be late, and Hernandez scores from second base on the Soto RBI single. It is now 8-2 Nationals. Trey Turner will now stand in against Morrow. 2 outs, runners still on first and second. 2-0 count. He hits it down the line to right field. That is a home run for Trey Turner. As a 3-run home run. The Nationals have now scored 5 times in the bottom of the 8th inning. It is an 11-2 lead. And they are just piling on now. Morrow is getting left out there because it just doesn't matter anymore. May as well let him try to finish the inning. Kendrick now the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. And he pops it up to right field. It looks like Hayward will have a play. And he puts it away for the 3rd out, but not before 5 runs score, and the Nationals take an 11-2 lead. The Nationals are now going to bring out Jake Reed to pitch the top of the ninth inning. He will face Contreras, Almora, and the pitcher's spot. 3-1 count to Contreras. Reed with the pitch. Contreras checks his swing. The umpire said he did not go around, and he gets to walk down to first base to lead off the Cubs' half of the ninth inning. Almora now the batter, with Contreras at first, and nobody out. 1-2 count. Almora hits it on the ground to second, over to short for the first out. However, Contreras manages to break up the double play at second base, and Almora is safe at first. And now Jason Kipnis, the lefty, is the pinch hitter for the Cubs, facing the Washington righty Reed. He has a 3-1 count. Runner on first. And he watches ball 4 go by. He walks down to first. Reed has issued 2 walks in the inning. Almora trots down to second. And Jason Hayward is the batter. He will be batting with 2 outs, with 1 out and 2 men on. And I see that Washington has the shift on. They have the shortstop playing directly behind second base. 1-1 count to Hayward. Here's the pitch. Hayward, ground ball to second, over to short. Shortstop relays to first, and that is a game-ending double play. We're going to call that a GDP right there by Hayward. And that is the end of the game. The Cubs get 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors. Washington 11 runs on 16 hits and no errors. And Archer is tagged with the loss. He pitches 5 innings, allows 9 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Joe Ross is credited with the win. 7 innings, very effective, 3 hits, 1 run, 4 walks to 8 strikeouts. Trey Turner was apparently injured on a collision at a base. I missed that in the course of the game. That's why Starlin Castro, he came in later in that game. And the player of the game is the Washington pitcher, Joe Ross. Well, that's it for today for Replacement Player Baseball.